All right, it's 8:38 WTRE on a Monday morning. You know that song, Come Monday, It'll Be All Right? Yeah, it's a good song, isn't it? All right, we've got the Speranza House in with us. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Jeannie Wiseman. I'm one of the directors at Speranza.
And Jeannie, you've been with Speranza how many
August
years?
of 2021, but really I've been with Speranza since 2019 because I'm their very first graduate.
Okay.
I'm Brittany Stewart. I am one of the directors over there as well.
Okay. How long have you been with Speranza?
I graduated Speranza in July of 22, and then I became the administrative assistant. So I've been with Speranza since July of 22.
I'm Tanya Vest, and I am a resident at Speranza
Okay. Tanya, good. Welcome. How long have you been at Speranza?
for 3 months.
Okay, for 3 months. All right, so what are we going to talk about with our update this morning on Speranza?
We just wanted to share what Speranza's been up to, what some of our statistics are, and what we have coming up in the future, if that's okay. So Speranza, we opened our Broadway location. We had a need to help more women with our wait list of 72 women needing beds at the time, and we were full at our central location. We were able to purchase a house with our capital campaign, and our capital campaign, I'm missing a word, I know I am, and we raised enough money to purchase a second house, which is located on Broadway. We remediated the house because it tested positive for meth from the past residents, not owners, residents. And so we turned a drug home into a recovery home. And it expanded us to 15 more beds. So now our capacity is 27 beds. We are on a wait list again. We have
96 on the wait list.
96 on the waiting list?
Yes, and we won't have an open bed until May at this time. You want to go ahead?
So we, like Jeannie said, we were able to purchase that second location. We were able to open that location and start taking residents in November. We are now DMHA certified through Recovery Works at our second location as well. Some exciting news. At the first of the year, we were able to hire Liz Owens on. She's a licensed clinical social worker, so we're able to offer therapy and group counseling and recovery planning, and she also is now the one that is facilitating our classes that we do on site with the ladies. So that's Intro to Treatment, Shame and Guilt, Self-Esteem and Self-Compassion, and MRT. MRT is taught by Tanya Jones, our administrative assistant.
And these are evidence-based curriculum. And I'd like to, side note, Liz has been with Speranza since our doors have been open. She's just always donated her time, and we have been financially able to compensate her and bring her on as one of our teammates at Speranza.
Yeah. You want me to go over statistics?
No.
So when you talk about the second home and the wait list, I'm going to ask you at this point, any thoughts into a third home?
Yes, we have thought about that, but we kind of want to get our footing with the second home open a little bit. You know, we only have 4 members on our staff right now.
Okay.
So we are stretched really thin with our caseload, but that's absolutely always on our plate thinking about.
Because it seemed like when you got things going with the second home, things just fell into place pretty quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, especially.
It seemed like once you got the money rolling in.
Yes, and especially getting the second home DMHA certified, which a lot of your viewers probably don't know what that is. That is a program called Recovery Works through the state, through FSSA. That program lets our residents not incur financial hardship while they're with us, so they can focus on getting their life back together instead of having to pay fees to a recovery home, plus save up money to get their own home, plus get their children back, and all their court and probation fines and house arrest fines if they're on their house arrest as well. So this program is a godsend for our residents. So having both houses certified helps tremendously.
Okay. So you were going to share some more statistics, I believe?
Yeah, so I was just going to share, since Speranza opened our doors in 2018, we have served 150 women. We have impacted the lives of 319 children through family reunification and healing those relationships. Our relapse rate at Speranza is 28%. The national, which is well below the national average. National average, I believe, is 40 to 60%. And our recidivism rate, which for people that don't know, that is the likeliness to reoffend and recommit crimes. The women that have gone through our program a minimum of 4 months or 120 days, our recidivism rate is 11% versus the statewide percentage of 29. After 4 months of the ladies being in the house, 93% of them have secure housing when they leave our facility. And just 4% of them upon admission have stable housing when they come to us. So that's a pretty big jump, for the ones that come in that don't have, we get a lot of women that come straight out of incarceration or being homeless or jails, things like that.
So you're saying 4% don't have a plan as far as what they're going to do after they leave?
No, 4%. Oh, go ahead.
And then once they go through the program, it's like a 93% have a place?
So 4% of the residents that come to us have stable housing. So that means 96% of them do not.
Okay.
Where when they leave us, 7% do not have stable housing, but 93% do have stable housing.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's kind of, they blocked, going through our program. Spending at least 120 days with Speranza helps tremendously. Yep. And then we also want to talk about our transportation. Transportation is a big thing for residents that come to us. Only 9% upon admission have reliable transportation.
Okay.
That means 91% of them do not have reliable transportation. But when they leave us, 86% have reliable transportation, which is also a big jump. We also want to share. The next thing we want to share is, from a resident's point of view going through our program, and then we'd like to share about a graduate of ours.
Okay.
Tanya?
Hi. I am a resident at Speranza. A little bit about my backstory is I was in an abusive relationship for 14 years, so I became addicted to drugs and ended up in the criminal legal system. My last little bit of jail time was 18 months in prison. I got released from prison and came straight to Speranza. And it's the best thing I ever did. My kids are proud of me. My family's proud of me. I'm happy for the first time in years. I'm out of the abusive relationship. I have acquired a job. I'm working 50 hours a week. The classes and stuff and the support system that you get through Speranza is great. I've learned so much. Everybody's loving, caring. It's like a big family.
Mm-hmm. So how did you find out about Speranza?
Well, a couple girls that had came to Speranza had told me about it while I was in jail.
Uh-huh.
And so whenever I was getting out of prison, I didn't want to go back home. I'm from Bloomington, so I wasn't ready to go back. I was afraid I'd get back into my old lifestyle, so I decided to come to Speranza, and I researched everything, so it seemed like the best fit for me out of all the other treatment centers. Most places don't provide transportation for you. A lot of girls talk about like drug use and stuff in other homes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a thing at Speranza.
So then the transportation, how does that work out? Somebody takes you to your job?
Yeah. Well, a lot of us girls are licensed drivers.
Okay.
So they have 3 vans.
Okay.
We figure it out. They have their agenda set. The directors, we have a house meeting every week, so the directors have our agenda set, So they've got their schedule with everybody's appointments, everybody's work, everybody's just.
So it's all organized.
Yes, it is very organized.
Getting anybody that needs to go a certain place to
well,
that
with
place.
27 women, it has to be organized.
So are the majority in the workplace?
We have our two locations, and so I'm glad that you asked that because we should have talked about that earlier. So Speranza Broadway is for the residents that come into our program in the beginning phases. So we are a 6-phase program. 5 phases are in residential, and 1 phase, the last phase 6 is aftercare. Well, in phases 1 and 2, our residents, they don't work. We want to focus getting them a case plan together, and that's getting them connected with a doctor, an OBGYN, a dentist, eye doctor if they need it, and then also we enroll them in either Hickory or Centerstone's. We have them get an assessment there, and then they get enrolled into their services, which typically are like IOP and therapy and medication management, and then they'll also start participating in the classes with Liz Owens, our licensed clinical social worker. And those classes tend to take 8 weeks to go through. So we have our residents get through all those classes before they can go into phase 3, which is our working phase. And then, so Speranza Broadway is for phases 1, 2, and 3, and then Speranza Central is more of the sober living house, where they'll go into phases 4 and 5 over there, which take about 90 days to get through. So they'll spend about 90 days at Broadway, and then 90 days at Central, and then they'll move it. They'll have finished our residential. Hopefully, they'll have finished by that time our residential. Some residents tend to stay a little bit longer, and then they'll move into our aftercare program.
Now, when you move into the aftercare program, does that mean they've left the home? And are they still at Speranza?
Yeah, so they have the option, and with us having more beds available, some of them, they're still they don't have a safe place to go, or they have other things going on, so they are able to stay in aftercare, or they're able to stay at the house in aftercare. They just have to pay their fees, because by that time, their recovery works. They've utilized all their recovery works funding. So
okay.
So I want to take it back to Tanya for a minute. Tanya had when she was talking about her, she went through domestic violence. This is back to Speranza is tailored differently for each resident and their needs, and we were able to connect Tanya with New Directions. April Richards teaching the domestic violence class, which has been really beneficial for Tanya. She's really enjoyed it. That's just one of the many services Speranza offers, being connected in the community. I won't talk about the upcoming things yet, sorry. Okay. But also I want to share about Savannah, one of our graduates. Savannah is 20 years old.
21 now, I believe.
Okay, she just turned 21.
She'll be 21 in
Savannah
April.
came to us at 19 years old, addicted to drugs in Wellness Court, which is the drug court here in Decatur County. And Savannah, she is doing so amazing. She got her driver's license for the very first time this past month. She is working a full-time job, which she's been at for 18 months.
Okay.
And she's also going and getting her GED classes. She's doing all of this at one time. She's a powerful example of growth, self-sufficiency, and hope. We shared her story on our Facebook page, and the 812 also shared her story, which made her feel so amazing. We were very proud of Tanya, and we were very proud of all of our women, and especially our graduates that have put in all the hard work.
So Savannah, when did she graduate from the program?
Oh,
it'll be
like within the last month or so.
No. She completed aftercare. It was, I want to say it was like September of last year.
Of 24.
Okay.
Yeah, but that just goes to show you that, she still comes by weekly. And I think that's what, when Tanya mentioned, it's like a big family, and it's, it's a safe place for these women, and they build these relationships. And then they continue to come back into the house and introduce themselves to the new ladies. And so it's just a beautiful thing. It really is.
Or just stop by to say, I'm hungry and I want to hang out with you guys, because, one of the things with relapse is getting bored, and not knowing what to do with your time.
Okay.
And so when they do that, they just stop by ours. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, can I come in? Can I meet the new girls? Like,
Yeah.
Savannah came in and made some stir fry and was laid on the couch under her blanket watching TV with us.
Yeah.
So, like Tanya said, we're a big family, and I think what sets Speranza apart from other recovery homes is the love that we're able to give and the love that we receive, from the community.
So now, does everybody come to Speranza from the court system?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, so we have residents that come from treatment centers. We have, they come from the streets. They come, their probation officer calls us and says, we really think that they need your services. And Brittany does all of our interview process and intakes. So they'll be connected with Brittany. She'll set up an interview with them. And you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So, well, it's a process because we have to get this referral for Recovery Works for these ladies, but usually, so the interview process, if it's like an urgent need, and we have the bed availability, I get back with them. Regardless, we get back with them, and how our wait list works is first come, first serve. So, if we have somebody that, is on our wait list that gets out of prison on this day, we're going to hold that bed for them. But we also have ladies that are, they call from a treatment center like, hey, I get out this day. So for that process, I reach out to probation officers to have them put the referral in, or attorneys, or try to help them do a self-referral, things like that. And then just trying to keep the beds full once the ladies transition out. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like Brittany said, we'll hold a bed for a resident with an out date for up to 2 weeks. But our wait list is first come, first serve, meaning who needs the bed the quickest. So if I have a resident in prison that isn't getting out for a month, and we'll put her on the wait list. But then we have somebody call from treatment that says, I need a bed in 2 weeks. Well, she's going to get that bed before the lady in prison, even though the lady in prison called us first. It's whoever needs our services the soonest.
Okay.
We have women on our wait list that are serving 7 years that stays in contact with us. Like, we want to come there after we get out, so that they're on our wait list.
Okay.
But of course, we're not going to hold that bed for 7 years and not give it to someone else.
Yeah.
So, how do you get on the wait list?
By filling out an application, which you can find our application online at our website, speranzahouse.org. And it's you can hit apply, which you can do either a printable application if you're not familiar with online services, or you can just fill it out online, and then it will immediately upload to our software. Brittany and I will then get an email letting us know that it's been filled out, and then Brittany reaches out to them within usually that day, but up to 24 hours
Okay.
to set up an interview with them.
Anything else we need to cover this morning?
Yeah, so I want to talk about some things we have upcoming. I'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
What we have upcoming is we are starting a women's Breaking the Chains of Trauma class in April for our residents, which this is huge. We got Tanya Jones, our admin assistant, certified to be able to teach this class. And with 93% of our residents coming to us a victim of trauma in one way or another, this is going to be huge for them. Also in April, we have All for One with the branch is putting on a job readiness class on Thursday evenings. It's free to the public, and they've been so gracious to keep connected with us, so our ladies can go through their course. And then in May, we have the Purdue Extension Office as well, so graciously providing this free of cost to our residents. They're going to provide a nutrition class for all of our residents on Tuesdays from 4 to 5. They'll be coming into the home to do that, so that's exciting news. As always, we are partnered with Decatur County United Fund, which is one of our biggest supporters. We are very lucky to be partnered with them, and all of our Speranza House is donation supported. We do have that Recovery Works funding, but that only pays so much for our residents to be there. It doesn't cover all of the overhead costs of our services, being able to provide transportation, these classes, especially having a licensed clinical social worker teach these classes. So we are always in need of support from the community. And I think
we're really grateful for the support we receive, especially from local people in the community, the churches. We're really grateful that the community is so supportive of our mission.
And we are always in need of paper products. I always try to put that out there all the time. Paper towel and toilet paper. She always makes fun of me. I call it towel paper. It's paper towel. I said it right the first time. And toilet paper, feminine hygiene products as well. You know, we like to give our residents hygiene kits when they come in because I would say, I don't have the statistic, but just off the top of my head, I would say 80% of our residents come to us with absolutely nothing. So clothes and hygiene, being able to give them that is just one more act of love we can show these women to begin their road to recovery.
Okay. Wow. That's quite the update. We haven't had an update in a while, so.
Well,
yeah.
we thank you so much for calling us for the
absolutely.
update. Yeah.
Absolutely, and I was there when the groundbreaking or the ceremony for kicking off the Broadway street home, and that was really cool that day.
Yes, it was.
You remember
Yes.
that? It's like, because I believe activities kind of took place inside
Yes,
instead of outside for
Yes,
that.
'cause it was
but
really cool.
You had such a wonderful turnout for that
Yes.
from folks turning out to see what that's all about. So it just seemed like in no time it was open. And I think at that time, like you said, there were about 72 on the wait list then. So, and it's interesting to hear you explain what the wait list actually, means. Like if somebody's needs 7 years down the road, that they can be on the wait list, and it's not just somebody, immediate. It's a varying terms of those needing assistance that can go on that wait list.
Yes.
And okay. Anything else?
No.
I do want to say Speranza has given me my wings, I think, because I am going to get my recovery coach certification, and I'm just feeling really good about myself, and Speranza's helped me with that.
Well, good deal. All right. Tanya, Brittany, Jeannie?
Yeah. But
All right.
my father-in-law calls me Jean, so I'll answer to it.
I knew I was going to say it. But it's nice you have it on your shirt.
Yes.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming in.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It's 9 o'clock WTRE on this